We are officially well into 2025, and yet most people's homes are still in 2005. Let me explain what I mean. Back in the day, there used to be this show called Tomorrow's World, and it explored the emerging technologies and how they thought it would progress, and thus what the world would look like by around now. I personally recall a lot of bad guesses. One of the most common features was flying cars, but not so much drones. They predicted we'd all have humanoid robots doing our chores, but the reality is little circular robots that can just about vacuum or mop and tend to get stuck all the time. And no one seemed to guess we'd all end up with tiny slices of touchable glass in our pockets that could access the entire world's information in seconds. But there was one thing that they predicted which should be a normal part of everyday life by now, but isn't for most people, and that is smart homes. They pretty much nailed where we are at in terms of smart home technology, but for some reason that's still not the norm. People are still building homes right now without smart lighting and entirely without integrating any sensors for temperature, humidity or motion, etc. And it's not even like this stuff is expensive. Many people choose to install wall sockets with integrated USB ports, for example, which cost just about as much as a smart plug to plug into it, which can even monitor the energy use of the device that's plugged into it. A lot more useful than an extra USB socket, in my opinion. And people regularly fit alarm systems and have done for a long time, which involve a lot of the same components as a smart home would, like PIR motion sensors, door and window sensors, but without any of the smart home connectivity, and often at a much higher cost. And it's not like there's any significant downside to fitting a smart socket or relay when you're doing the electrics, because the switches still work normally without ever connecting them to anything. I think there's a massive missed opportunity here. It's like how mechanics are all now getting courses in high voltage systems because most cars have batteries of some sort now. Electricians should all be getting courses in fitting smart fittings, and then they can upsell people even if they don't plan to use it right away. And then they could even sell a service where someone like me comes in and recommends the best products to fit, and even set up their smart homes once their electrics are all done and dusted. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're building or renovating a house and you're thinking of purchasing any smart products, be sure to subscribe to my channels and then drop me a DM and I'll be happy to consult. And even if you're not building or renovating, my home was renovated right before we moved in, and I've retrofitted all the products I'm using myself. And you don't even need all of the money to do it all up front. Once you've got a Home Assistant server, everything can be added bit by bit. Have a think about it. Be sure to subscribe, get in touch in my DMs, or via email or WhatsApp on my website. And remember, home is where the smart is.